I've done it again. Done a load of filming, explaining some stuff, and forgot that I'd put the sealed door on the back of the GoPro, so there was practically no sound. You could just hear me, but I would have either had to have overdubbed the video, or I thought, Rolex, I'll film that other bit again. It's ad-libbed anyway. Practically 99% of my stuff is. I will think of things to say, and then by the time it comes to recording, yeah, I've forgotten. Anyway, Saturday, let me just wipe the lens, because it wouldn't be one of my videos without wiping the lens. Saturday, I went out on Phillies, super scooter. I've just washed it and there's still fucking mould on it. Oh well, it's character. So, went out on Phyllis with my friend Redbeard, just put your name there, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd had a bit of the black dog during the week. I've not had a good week, and he suggested we go out for a breakfast run, which we used to do pre-COVID, and I've not been out for a ride with Mark since pre-COVID. It's been ages. It feels like, well, it is years. So yeah, so we Mark has the directional ability of something with not very good directional ability. Basically, he needs a GPS to get out of the village. So usually, if we're on a ride out or I know roughly where we're going, it's me that leads. I'd say 90% of the time. So we went up to the superbike store at Donington that used to be the museum, the Walkinshaw collection or whatever it was. That's now gone. That's now a motorbike shop. It's been there. Nice. It's been there a while, but there's apparently a very good cafe attached to it, and I'm pleased to report there is. And the staff were fantastic. The food was great. I had a bacon cob, and it was just like proper truckers' food, and I don't mean that insultingly. Sometimes when you go to these biker cafes, oh, I love how they all call themselves bikers. They ride motorcycles to cafes and have the occasional day out to cafes. That is not a biker. And I don't say anything on the internety web or anything like that, but that is not a biker. You are a motorcyclist. You are enthusiastic about motorcycles. You enjoy motorcycles. It is not a biker. You should not call yourself a biker. Now, the general public will call anybody on a motorbike a biker because they don't know any different. But to those that know, riding around to fucking cafes on your GS and all this lot is not a biker. I'm sorry, but it's not. Had to be said. Get it off my chest. And many of you will know what I mean, and you will agree with me. I have to laugh at them when they call themselves bikers, because they're not bikers when they've just rode 10 miles to a cafe for a cappuccino and then done an epic 10 miles back. Oh yes, I won't get into a rant, or shall I? No, I won't get into a rant. You won't find scooterists or anything like that calling themselves bikers, because they're not. They're scooterists or motorcycle enthusiasts. So anyway, Saturday, yeah, we went up there, I had a bacon roll, we had some coffee, we had some cake, and all this lot, brilliant. And then Mark had never been to Breedon, and there's a church on top of a hill, on top of a quarry cut actually. Breedon on the Hill. It is one of the highest points in the Midlands, east and west, and you can see for donkey's bollocks, you really can. On a good day you can see into all the other counties, East Midlands Airport, Donington Park, all that lot, and Mark had never been. So I took him there, and we had about an hour up there looking at the views and just generally gassing and catching up and talking about the bikes. I had to go on his Honda CG125, lovely bike, really tidy, and I haven't ridden one of those since 1994 when I passed my test, because I did my training on a CG125, and I love them, really love them. They do what they're built to do. You know, if you want to go air hustling around and racing, get a bigger bike. Simple as that, because they don't do it. But yeah, I had a quick go on that. Lovely. But the burning question everybody wants the answer to: what was fastest, Phyllis the Suzuki or Mark's CG? Now, as many of you will know, with the addition of stickers and a screen, I've added at least 20 horsepower. I was the fastest. And the excuses are starting to come out now. Oh, I was on stale fuel. The fact is, I'm the fastest. I'll always be the fastest. Because whatever he's got planned, I will have a counter plan. No, we're not like that. It's not a competition. But I'm the fastest. It doesn't matter. There's no ball in it, to be honest. The advantage is, let me take you off the stand of ground. The advantage is, if you look at the styling of the scooter, Mrs. Shed hates it. Hates it with a passion. She would sooner dump me than ride this. Such is her hatred of this stylage of motorcycle, because it's got gears. Right. Her problem, it's fantastic. She knows why I've got it. She knows she understands the economics behind it and the fun behind it. She's not got a problem with that. She just fucking hates the styling of it. It does look a bit like a pedo-mobile. Looks like I should be parking outside schools offering bags of sweets. But that basically acts as a fairing, and it makes a difference. Yes, I know that fastener's missing. Thank you for pointing that out. The screen makes a huge difference, and we are talking an easy extra 10 mile an hour cruising speed, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you're only talking about probably a maximum of about 60-65 anyway, every single mile an hour counts, every single one. So it's mainly because of aerodynamics, and I think gearing, this is only 4 speed, that it was faster. The CG is 5 speed, and its rear sprocket is a lot bigger than the one on Phyllis. The one on Phyllis is tiny. It's actually about the size of the wheel hub. It's not much more. The one on the CG is quite meaty. I think if he went down a couple of tooth on the back, he would gain top end. But I was running premium fuel as well, which is an extra 36 horsepower. So I was running pretty much a 70 horsepower machine. No, I wasn't. It's 9 horsepower all day long, and some of them are probably dead. The difference with this is aerodynamics. That's the be all and end all of it. On a CG, you're on a sit up and beg, you are a sail, and it hasn't got the power to overcome it. This is the same. Without this screen, even though it looks hideous, it makes even commuting just so much nicer. That takes so much wind away, it's unreal. Anyway, skip forward to Sunday, because we're now on about 8 minutes of me gassing. Oh shit, feeling sick. Right, Sunday I went down Oxford, the Oxford Mansion on Nibbler. Now, it was his first good run since the MOT, and I'm always a little, let's use a big word, trepidatious about using a bike on its first big run. Usually I take it to the East Coast. When I was a singleton, I would go out to the East Coast all the time just to clear my head. Well, now we've got Mrs. Shared, and we can go there, and it's nice to go there and catch up with everybody, get some huggage and some food and all that lot. But yeah, so I did. The fuel gauge on these is notoriously inaccurate. I've got nearly a full tank. After about, I topped up at Enston, the same garage I topped Phyllis up at on the way back, and the bike was showing 96 miles, give or take, I think 96, and it took 6.5 litres. Now I started with pretty much a full tank basically, but because the fuel gauge was reading below half when I got there, I thought that's not right. This is a 4-gallon tank, and I know my old ZZR 11 used to do regularly 50 to the gallon plus, because I don't ride that. I short shift. I'm in top gear by 40 miles an hour. Just let the torque do the work. You know, I'm not one of these that bangs it to the red line in every gear, because 1, it's exhausting, 2, you need the concentration of an 18-year-old, and 3, complete waste, just a complete waste of time. You're fucking all the drivetrain up and the lot. I bimble, but I bimble at speed on Nibbler. I was not doing scooter speeds. I was sitting regularly, generally about miles an hour. And I did shave quite a lot of time off the track, and I even did a diversion to some places I'd never been before. But I worked it out when I got home. Nibbler, despite doing a higher average speed obviously, and being 1000cc and all this lot, 65 miles to the gallon. I really can't complain at that. So I have a genuine 200 mile plus range, and I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. The thing to do next when I get, you know, a good day off or something like that, nice day, is I'm going to strap a petrol can on the back, bungee it, because we've got these Kawasaki, when they design proper bikes, used to include little things like this, look, fold away bungee hooks. I used to love them on the ZZR, and I forgot that the ZX10 had got them. But stick a fuel can on the back of there with a with a bungee or a ratchet strap, a proper hold downy thingy, technical term. And I'm going to basically run the bike to reserve, because I don't run a bike on reserve if I can help it, because you're getting all the crap. And then just see how many miles it's genuinely done. Normal riding, not trying to ride economically or anything like that. So that's what's been going on basically. Really enjoyed Saturday, really enjoyed it. It's what I needed. The black dog was lifted almost immediately. It's just, there's something hilarious about pissing around on a small bike when you expect a 17-year-old to be riding it, or a grandad. Steady. It was massive fun. 45 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour most of the time. Occasional spurts of going quicker. A lot of the time still being held up by cars, of course. But we had massive fun. You see the scenery. You appreciate things a lot better at slower speeds. The ride on Nibbler was fun, but for other reasons, you know. And now I trust him, because it was the first big run since I've rebuilt him and put the exhaust on and all that lot. Nothing leaked, nothing fell off. It's not used any oil. And on that note, when I first took Phyllis down to Oxford, it did use a little bit of oil. It was smoking when I first got it, and I thought, well, it's been stood, probably the rings have got to come around again. And they've come around, because I've noticed it's definitely more pokey. She doesn't smoke anymore, and on the run out the other day and all the commuting I've done since, it's not used a drop of oil. So I think the rings have now sealed up, so we're good. So that's your catch up. I've started today, forgive the mess, I've started starting to sort out Pinky's frame. Early days yet, but Project Pinky has started. Me and Mrs. Shed had a discussion over it Sunday about what she'd like, and we're not going to restore the bike. Basically stop the corrosion, replace some worn out bits, put some tyres on it, slap it back together, get an MOT on it, she can use it. So that's the plan now, and I'm happy about that, because the majority of it just wants cleaning up, or the odd bit of rust dealing with. The frame and the engine with the worst corrosion, and they're currently being dealt with. So that's your catch up, because this talky bit is now running at just under 14 minutes, and I'm sure you got bored at about 4. So enjoy yourselves, look after yourselves, don't forget to like and subscribe. Even if you don't like the video, put a dislike or a like on it, because it actually works to my favour on the algorithm. The majority of my traffic is actually through Google search, believe it or not, which is fine. If my videos are helping people or entertaining people, that's good. It's good with me. Good with me. So anyway, I'm going to go because I'm on nights this week and I need to get to bed. So look after yourselves, and I'll see you again shortly. Bye bye.